story. There was an earthquake in Dubai yesterday. Residents shared their evacuation experiences. This really did take over the whole city in terms of news and a little bit of, I guess, shock yesterday. Mild tremors were felt in the UAE November 14th after a 6.3 magnitude hit southern Iran at 4:07. And what was really, really intense was how differently it was experienced across Dubai. So residents in Dubai, Sharjah, and also Ras Al Khaimah, they felt the tremors, and some were evacuated from their buildings for their own safety. The NCM, which is the UAE's national weather source, they stated that the tremors had a mild impact on the northern eastern sides of the country, which maybe you felt. Let us know your experiences.
Yes, and residents reported that the tremors lasted for 2 to 3 minutes and were felt in Jumeirah Lakes Towers, Nada, Dera, Barsha, Dubai Investment Park, Discovery Gardens, as well as Nada and Cornish in Sharjah. Some communities in Ras Al Khaimah also felt the tremors. Now, we here in JLT really, we saw I think the impact here was pretty strong.
On the high floors, because I spoke to someone yesterday. I spoke to a couple of people who were on the ground floor, and they were, I think someone was sitting out having a cup of tea or whatever, and she had no idea about it. She was like, "Oh, did people in JLT feel it?" I was like, "Yes, we did." Up on the 42nd floor.
Point. Actually, you have a point. People living in residential buildings that are not a high rise and on the lower floors, I don't think they felt it. Yeah.
We saw a lot of people evacuating. For us here, our experience was, for me, sitting at my laptop, and it was kind of like, oh, I feel a bit dizzy. And then I thought it was me, and I feel a lot of people have had a similar experience. I thought it was me, and then I was like, oh, maybe have I eaten enough? And then I was like, maybe I'm just having one of those weird vertigo experiences. I was like, just go with it. And then I spoke to Natasha, she said the same thing. And then I got a Slack from Simran like 2 minutes later, be like, Casey, there's an earthquake. And you guys were all in here and you all felt it together, which I think is interesting.
I was here alone. I was with the intern and I saw everything shake and I'm just like, earthquake, did you feel it? And she's like, no. And I'm like,
because she was on Zoom. I'm your intern, Sarah. Hi, Sarah, if you watch.
Sarah, she's amazing. And I felt it. I'm like, it has to be an earthquake. Like, I was just waiting for something exciting to happen. I don't know why for me that's exciting. You don't feel these things over here. Anyway, so I Slacked. I literally ran to Slack and I'm like, guys, there's an earthquake. Messaged Casey because Supersonic Casey was on it. 2 seconds later, there was a post on Instagram informing the world of the earthquake in Dubai.
But what's really cool is that with our platform at Lovin, loads of you send your stories and videos. So immediately people are like, was that an earthquake? What did we feel? And then
all the DMs.
And all the DMs and all the videos of and we have them beside us on Facebook if you're watching the Facebook show. Instagram, go on to Facebook. It's where all the good stuff happens. And loads of really like scary movie type-esque lampshades kind of like swinging back and forth. And then quite quickly after that, we got the news that yes, it was a quite high earthquake on the Richter scale in Iran, and that we were able to feel it. It was even felt in parts of Saudi, so really, really big earthquake.
In the whole region,
and we have felt earthquakes have been felt here before, number of times, so it's not something that really kind of, I guess, shocks the general population. But this is the first time in our reporting news here in the last couple of years that it was kind of daytime that required, for example, the Landmark building in Marina, they evacuated. Loads of buildings in downtown where I think it was more keenly felt evacuations. So it was a little bit, I think, definitely frightening. Like, I freaked out. I'm not used to sky-rise buildings apart from living in Dubai, so I don't know anything about structural safety. So when you're in a building and you feel it swaying, you think everything, think the worst. So I was like, just get to work, don't mind, go back to work.
If we go down together.
That's what Simran said. She was like, at least we're together. I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's what gets me through the day. Yes.
Just thinking about my baby goose.
But I mean, honestly, living on the 42nd floor and then going all the way down, I don't think we'd make it, if anything. Anyway, but
I'd make it.
I'm so glad no casual. You'd make it.
I'd make it.
You just leave us all behind.
It'd be like that. I'm thinking 90s references. If you're watching the start of the show, it's like Simpsons and Bart and Lisa are on a flight and they're told the first 2 people to come to the very front will get first class, and they just like jump over people. I wouldn't jump over people if there was an earthquake. I promise I wouldn't.
You would throw them aside and run down the stairs.
I don't know what I would do. Like those, like you literally don't know what you do in those situations.
Very true.
You'd have to. I think barging. I'm not a queue jumper in general. I'm really not. So I don't think I would be. But like I think people would just be. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Very, very scary.
But I'm just glad no casualties have been reported in Iran or anywhere where the tremors were felt. And it's great that Dubai took those precautions, like knowing that the magnitude here, like the aftershock would be very mild. Buildings were still evacuated for safety purposes. So it's great that some buildings really took that precaution. But yes, moving on to our next story.